I love you.
All right. That was great stuff. Let's do our beeswax quick so we can get to Allie singing songs and being awesome.
All right, here we go. Do you have a nickel? Wait on camera. There we go. This is NSFW episode 180, recorded on May 28th, 2013. Do you have a nickel?
Am I here?
Yeah.
On this episode of NSFW show, we are joined by the fantastic songstress, Allie Gertz, Cosby Sweater with 2 S's, if you're nasty, also Chad Johnson. We talk about all sorts of viral videos. We give a pre-sale for Ruin 'Em a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, you will have your face blown off if you listen to this week's NSFW show. And here we go. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create a professional website, blog, portfolio, or online store. For a free trial and 10% off your first purchase on new accounts, go to squarespace.com and use offer code NSFW5. Is that good, Jammer B? All right. Allie, thank you so much for being awesome.
Oh, thanks for having me on the show.
Well, hopefully we can get some more awesome songs. Brian, did you have? I mean, this is weird because of the feedback here, but did you have anything that you wanted to talk to or ask Allie about here?
Allie, I actually do want to know this. Like, how long ago did you realize that you had the ability, like a back channel to the soul of an entire segment of the population by speaking their language directly? This cryptic code that nobody else speaks.
That's very flattering. I didn't think that anyone would really like the songs I sing since they're about the subjects they are. Like, I used to do open mics and people would just be like, "That's great, you should do real music." So I'm always really flattered when people do like the subjects, because that's what I know the most about. So I sing about it. But thank you. That was nice.
Now, when did your album come out?
May 4th.
So this is like weeks from releasing. And what's the reaction been so far? Because I mean, I saw. So what happens is I read on Ain't It Cool News just a completely unsolicited post about Allie and her album, which is odd because it's a movie review website. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, she must be pretty awesome if she's being written up on Ain't It Cool. And the next thing you know, I see in my Twitter, you are now being followed by Cosby Sweater. So I contacted her to come on the show. You've gotten a huge amount of praise for the album. Like, is that validating since you were just like brushed off on these open mic nights and now you found a community?
Yeah, it's the greatest thing ever. And a lot of the people that have given it praise are people that I wrote songs about, which is really exciting. Like Patton Oswalt has been really nice. And on my album, I actually have a chapter from his book that I set to music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's called Song for Ulvac, and it's about the last D&D character he played with. But, yeah, it's been really great and makes me want to keep writing forever.
Dude, well, I'll tell you what. Brian, what do you say we do another song? I'm going to give you the choice, Bri.
Oh.
Pee-wee themed song or a D&D themed song?
Oh, man. I'm really
Pee-wee D&D. That's what we're doing right here.
All right, it's got to be Pee-wee. It's got to be Pee-wee.
Number one, you say. Okay.
What's the Pee-wee song called, Allie?
It's called Paging Mr. Herman.
All right, here, I'll do an intro for it. Ladies and gentlemen, bringing us Paging Mr. Herman. Again, COSSBY Sweater on Twitter. It is Allie Gertz.
I know a place I can go when I'm dreary, a home of a friend that makes me feel good. Within this place I am suddenly cheery, I'm happy and warm and understood. Let's connect the dots with our magic screen, get lost in the watts of our majesty. The king of cartoons will take us soon to a land we can make believe. Let's go play fetch with our good friend Terry. Throw it far and watch him soar. Where would I be without my pal Cherry? Probably on the floor. Now Conky will teach us that secret word. We'll scream real loud every time it's heard. No salesman today, it's the Playhouse Gang, and they are ready to play. But what'll happen if I don't get my wish? Oh, what if I can't be seen again and I lose all my friends? Oh, I cannot be fooled by Randy only so many times before being brought back to Cool Cat, Dirty Dog, and Chicky Baby's rhymes. Oh, past Mr. Window and far beyond Globey, I'm told I'm too old for pretend. Here in the playhouse that never outgrows me, I'll always have my friends. So,
Forgot the words here. 1 second, I've got this. All right. I just got so into it that I almost lost it. So please, Cowboy Curtis and Miss Yvonne, if you've heard us, pick up the picture phone. I'm paging Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, you have a call. Please answer, 'cause I'm headed home. All right.
There we go.
Except for that little glitch there.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That's like the little bubble in the glass that lets you know that it's the little imperfection that makes it
Oh,
worth all the
thanks.
more. Brian, this is, I mean, like, isn't it kind of awesome that we can, like, have, like, people like Allie, like, actually come to our show and sing amazing songs?
Kind of awesome. Why, Justin, I think you underplayed this bit. Are you kidding me? No, it's the greatest thing ever. And that's what's so awesome about having the physical location there in Petaluma. I mean, this studio is amazing, and it makes such a difference for the music series. In fact, I'm convinced that's why we didn't fire it up so much the second year, was because we were just getting so frustrated with the Skype lag and stuff. But actually having a facility with all the pro sound, number one comment in all of this is like how amazing she sounds. And I'm sure 99% of that is her amazing talent and voice, but also we have functional sound and bandwidth.
Yeah.
It's also good.
And we've had great people on, you know, via Skype before, but it really just, it's kind of hard to go back to that when you can mic them up and actually be in a real studio with an awesome flying jib thing here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, and everybody who is suggesting other people to have on now that we have this facility, believe you me, we do want to do it, and we are working on it. Allie, so are all these? I mean, obviously you've made quite a name for yourself with these reference songs to other beloved properties. Is that something that you've always like wanted to do? Is that the most popular stuff, or
It's just what I know the best. Like I feel like it's the same as writing a breakup song or a song about yourself, because this is what I know as well as maybe a relationship. Like,
Okay.
so I just was raised on TV and spent a lot of time watching TV, and so the songs are about TV.
so? Pee Wee Herman is your breakup album.
Yes, exactly.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you what. I think the only there was one comment, and oftentimes in the chat room we get these awesome little tidbits that we add to our show. I would say at some point during that song, maybe it's the last word in that song, you let everybody know that the secret word is the last word in your song, and then you have everybody scream real loud
That'd be really good.
at the end. All right, the song we have here is Tonight. Mm-hmm. It's a Dungeons and Dragons song. Brian, have you? People are saying that they want us to play D&D at Nerdtacular. Are you in?
Oh my God, a billion times over. I told you that I've been crazy listening to the Harmontown podcast. They play D&D for a little bit at the end of each episode. I would love to do that at Nerdtacular, 100%.
So, I mean, I'll tell you what, I've always been kind of on the periphery of D&D, and I've never like actually sat down and like done a full-on real campaign. Like,
oh my God. Yeah. I must have spent like a year or two playing all the way through. And now, unfortunately, you know, we had a dungeon master who didn't mind, you know, just kind of, you know, moving us quickly through the ranks. And we were what they call min-maxers. We were really about the numbers and rolling the dice, playing it more like a video game, more the way people roll their eyes how many RPGs aren't really role-playing games at all, video games now. But hearing people nowadays focus so much on character and just having a good time and being nutty makes me very, very much want to do that again.
Allie, big D&D fan for you?
Yeah, enough to have written a song about it even.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is Tonight. Allie Gertz.
You've had enough of your 9 to 5, so you grab your stuff and start to drive. 'Cause tonight we will play in a new founded campaign where you are braver and stronger. Why can't this night last longer? You've got the snacks, they've got the die. You roll your stats as they get high. Roll 3 18s, your lucky night. You hope that you'll get in a fight. And oh, there will be blood spilled. Oh, there will be orcs killed by your hand. Guards come fast, you take them on with fiery blasts. You move along, you rely to buy a spy. You lose a friend, you wanna cry, until you hear a sound in the distance that pulls you back into your own existence. Tonight you count chip bags on the floor. Your friends divide the gold you'll store. While the DM calculates, you think about your player's traits. He's strong and charismatic, but he doesn't look like you. Being brave's not problematic when your AC is 22. But tonight you fought well, and you don't let yourself dwell on your burdens or your workday. How could you when there are dragons to slay?
Woo! Allie Gertz, Cosby Sweater, Cosby with 2 S's, Facebook.com/Cosby Sweater. Allie, you are big presence on YouTube. How do you deal with commenters? That's like a common thing that we talk about a lot, is just dealing with commenters and stuff. What is your relationship with YouTube commenters?
I get a lot of mean people. The nicest way to put that. I know I shouldn't, and it's bad. I love to respond really like with hard jabs to the people that say bad things, all in like levity, all in good humor.
Sure.
But I like to respond to the negative people and kind of put them in their place a little bit.
Like combative, like you're putting
not.
them...
I mean, just jabs, like just wit. If I don't have anything funny to say, then I leave it alone.
Sure.
But it's something I get every day. Is believe it or not, sometimes people will notice that I'm a lady, and will like to say what they'd like to do with a lady, and so it's just those are the ones that I typically respond to, just making fun of or praising so much that it's obviously an insult.
Like, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. You've brought this. I should get back in the kitchen.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So things like that. But for the most part, I've been pretty lucky and have had only a few bad things. People are usually really, really sweet.
Well, it's very, very sweet music. Brian, would you have, I mean, obviously we've talked a lot about responding to negative commenters and stuff.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what, man. I just like, I can't imagine. My biggest crime was having goofy looking hair, and it was just like the apocalypse every day in my inbox. And to roll with that, I was like, I can't imagine being a pretty girl on the internet. That seems like the worst fate imaginable to me. Did you hear that? You're worse than anything. But yes, no, commenters be terrible, but man, your music is utterly delightful. And quick confession, I have always, and forgive me for saying this, I don't take this the wrong way, but like Bonnie always mocks me because I love clever music. She calls, she's like, you and your novelty songs, but it's like, what, from Tenacious D, Flight of the Conchords to our friends, the Possum Posse. It's like, I love clever lyrics. And the fact that style of music can transcend so many different genres of music, and that yours is a unique voice in this atmosphere. We got clever techno songs, we got clever pop songs, we got clever death metal songs, but I don't know that I've ever heard. How do you describe your music when you try to pitch it to somebody who's never heard it before?
What I usually say is just, it's like, I guess, nerdy love songs, because I think the thing that makes it a little different from what other people do is just that it's really how I earnestly feel about things, and it's, kind of sad, folky music. So I guess sad nerd folk is what it is.
Sad
Awesome.
nerd folk.
I mean,
An
I might not put that on a
genre
t-shirt.
right now.
It'd be like sad nerd folk in parentheses. That's clever.
Well, there you go.
As opposed to all the dreary sad nerd folk, which is always
Enough
so
of that
popular
happy.
with the kids these days.
Right.
I don't know. I'd classify Jonathan Colton as sad nerd folk.
He can go sad.
He can go sad like
sad
in a
nerd
I played my
heartbeat.
first show with him.
What was
Clever.
that?
My first show was with Jonathan Colton.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was really exciting. First show.
Born of the fires of Colton.
Jeez.
Yeah, super
Allie
exciting.
Gertz.
I'm a big Colton fan.
Colton is awesome.
No, absolutely. So who would you list as your influences?
I know that people sometimes only know their hit, and it's not the best, but Fountains of Wayne,
Sure.
like, lyrically, is my favorite band. And then the Long Winters and the Beach Boys and Fiona Apple and all that sad folk stuff. And then Weird Al.
Non-nerd.
But
sad
Weird Al,
folk
too,
stuff.
like Dr. Demento and stuff. But Flight of the Conchords, Tenacious D, all that stuff. I like it all.
How long have you been performing live?
I haven't been performing live as Cosby Sweater until this year, but before that, open mics and stuff since I was little. I mean, I've always liked to play. As it might not seem like I have a big presence, like I'm not too comfortable on camera or in front of crowds, but believe it or not, I love it. Like I'm invigorated being shy in front of a crowd, so it works out.
So is this invigorating
This
for
is
you
just so
now?
empowering and
It's like
wonderful.
lighting your
I'm the
fire.
happiest and most comfortable I've ever been.
Brian, now I know, and this is something that we've kind of talked about. You have three amazing, bright daughters, and you've seemed.
I always feel like it'd be better, like if you just said you have two amazing, bright daughters, and just leave it to me to figure out which two you're talking about.
Exactly. Listen, I'm just going to let you know that I'm betting really, really big on Callie, and I'll let you know which of the other two that I've just sold all my stock in. But it's something that you've kind of wrestled with when we've talked about it, like the idea, since you are a performer, that, one or both of them, since they are such outsized personalities, being, like, let's say, all right, here, I'll just put it this way. One of them wants to do a YouTube channel where it's just them being silly, and they've reached the age that it's like kind of not fair for you to say it has to be private. How do you deal with that going forward, knowing the horrors of the internet?
I mean, it depends on the kid. I mean, it's like, oh, geez. I mean, that's
Only two of them can handle it, but he's not going to tell you which one.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, you just short-circuited my brain with that. It's like, are there any stark realities of life you'd like to make me face at the moment as well?
I don't know. I figured it'd be funny to talk about.
No, I mean, I don't really have an answer.
I had a boat.
I mean, it's like, I mean, this is, and we've talked about this before, where the show goes south is when you find a truly tender spot and put it on display and poke it. And I just feel like, I guess I just need to just say no. Like the bit earlier I felt went weird when I thought we were all laughing together, and then it was like you just like, no, Brian, you're the rich way. You thought it was white people rich. It's like, no, you, Brian Brushwood, we're laughing at you dancing. Like that's when it got weird for me. So let's not talk about my daughters right now.
We should talk about my daughters.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was a funny joke. It wasn't.
All right.
No.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Allie, you have another song that you'd like to play?
I will gladly if you actually want one.
No, I'll tell you what. Everybody I think would love one more song. Well, what do you have here for us?
Okay, so I have some options for you.
Okay.
I have the Hobbit song. They made a movie about that. I don't know if you saw it.
They
And
did.
then,
Your song. They optioned your song.
Yeah. So the Hobbit song, I have a song. The first song I ever wrote called Comedians, which is about the comedians I like. I guess I'll leave it between those two. They're pretty different songs.
All right. Well, here, I'll put it up to you guys in the comments. Hobbit or Comedians. I would kind of like to hear the Comedians one. If it's not the Comedians one that you guys choose, I'm just going to have Allie perform it for me personally when the show is over.
I don't agree to that.
Clearly, Comedians is the winner.
All
All
right.
right.
Well, here we go. Allie Gertz, Comedians.
Okay.
It is not my fault that I like Patton Oswalt. It is not a crime that I've got Rob Hubel on my mind. And if it's wrong, don't tell me how, 'cause I'm not gonna stop liking Judd Apatow. 'Cause I am a girl who is in love with comedians. My first crush was Pee Wee Herman, but now I'm on to Eugene Merman. I don't know how it happened so fast, but I've got feelings for Martin Starr and they're gonna last. Tell me it's okay to like Louis C.K. All of my friends call me Smeagol, 'cause I'm looking for a ring from Jason Segel. It's not the money that turns me on. I'm not interested in Benjamins except for H. John. No, I'm just a girl who is in love with comedians. I want Andy Daly nightly. Would Paul Scheer come near if I asked him politely? Will my salad ever get tossed by David Cross?
All right. Thanks.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Allie Gertz. I swear to God, everybody, run on over Cosby Sweater, COSSBY Sweater, Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, Twitter, COSSBY Sweater on Twitter. That was amazing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's the first song I put on YouTube.
And that, like, what's the biggest hit for you so far?
It's a tie between the Hobbit song and the Dungeons and Dragons song. I think people really like the Hobbit and like anything affiliated with it. I don't know if it speaks for the song, but
Yeah.
But that's the
well,
popular
now
one.
we have to hear the Hobbit one. We'll get into the Hobbit one in a second. Brian, what's been your favorite so far?
Oh shoot! Now I'm short circuit. I was actually checking her work, and I was gonna figure out which one was the one that was the most popular. And it looks like the D&D song is the most popular. But Everything's Coming Up Millhouse was amazing. Was my favorite easily.
That was actually
thanks.
what I saw when I first got in contact with Allie. I just put in Cosby Sweater, and for some reason in the Google algorithm of like things that are
'Cause it
relevant
knows
to me,
you.
it knows me. It was just like it was like a blog post that had linked your Millhouse song.
Oh, funny.
And it was like haunting song will make you cry
Oh
about
yeah,
Millhouse.
that's always the title. It's always just like depressing song about thing from your childhood.
So
Well,
Allie,
maybe that's
How far out of town? How far did you have to come to get all the way up to Petaluma to join us?
I came from LA.
Wait,
So I left early this morning.
From LA? Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
How long is that drive?
It's like 7 hours.
Yeah.
Well, because she also did it just in time to hit the bottleneck traffic coming
Right.
up
It was perfect.
into Petaluma. So that adds definitely another 2 hours onto it. Dude, I'll tell you what, folks. If you want other amazing artists from Los Angeles to come on up to Petaluma and play for us, then you better head on out and buy the Cosby Sweater album and let the word spread amongst that community that they should come up and play for you guys because you guys buy albums. Well, how about this? A depressing thing from your childhood. Allie Gertz sings about The Hobbit.
All right. Hopefully you guys don't mind the guitar being a little out of tune. Should I take the time to tune it?
No, people
All right.
are digging it.
All my life I thought I was living a dream. I smoked my pipe and everything was just as it seemed. Oh, the warm sun rises on the lush green trees, with no surprises here to make me late for tea. I don't like things that are strange, 'cause comfort doesn't come from pain. Save your adventures for the sneaks and the thieves, for I assure you I am meek in none of these. Find someone to take my place, I will live life at my pace. Oh, 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 Bilbo. The grey wizard said with a smile, do you truly wish to live a life so plain and simple, when in another man's shoes you haven't walked a mile? There is a fire in the hearts of all. Beyond the Shire you may soon feel tall. Oh, 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 there's more to you than they will guess. Time will put you to the test. We may not meet before the end, for there's trouble in the South, my friends. What is complaining when it's only raining? What is cold and what is tired when you have enough gold to retire? What are scars from beasts and crooks when you're a hero in the history books? So, oh, 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 you must carry on, even when you can't sing your song. And when the nights feel ever longer, it is up to you to be strong. Through riddles and games you hear the mountains call your name. Cloudy atop the trees you recall a life once lived with ease. Neither your sword nor ring alone can claim your beckoning back to a world so grand you found when you dismiss your plans. You have fought your foes and found your friends. You have made it there and back again. All right.
Spoiling the next two movies. It's Allie Gertz and her Hobbit song.
Thanks.
No, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if it's been one of the great joys, and Brian, I think you can definitely speak to this as well, that the matching of these awesome music acts that we have found or the audience has found, and we've kind of like pair bonded to the rest of chat room. But Allie, prepare for many of the names that you see scrolling up here to be commenting on your Twitter.
Oh, great.
Constantly.
Perfect.
I think that's been one of my favorite things about this audition process is the folks who just, fall in love. And I mean that emotionally on a very deep, because with music, you feel a connection that you might not, feel in a pundit show or whatever. But like we have seen people who have gone off, and some of them leaving NSFW to go be full-time followers of other people's stuff. But certainly being like, definitely family after having that connection. And it certainly seems, just judging from the responses in the chat room, people clearly deeply, deeply love your music.
Allie,
so
people
glad.
are saying that there's a still photo of you in season 4 of Arrested Development. Is that a real thing?
The funny thing about that is that I'm on season 4 of Arrested Development. And I got, it's just a small little part, but it's in the finale. And you could see me walking around in a couple of other episodes. And the way I did that was by writing that song I opened with to enter this contest. And I won, and I'm playing a ukulele player. And I won't spoil the show. Everyone's bound to watch it already, but you have to go watch it.
This is during the Cinco de Cuatro riot, the
Yes.
blowback.
Yeah, my character, I actually am in the credits, which is exciting, and the character name is Reveler. So
Wait,
Revel.
major spoiler, Justin? Because I'm only 3 or 4 episodes in.
And by riot, he meant fun times.
Well, you're not far away there. I mean, it's something that happens repeated. I'll tell you. I'll say this about this: Arrested Development season 4, and Brian and I have talked a lot about it in anticipation, but we have not talked at all about it since it's been out. I think it might be, without question, the most complex comedy script ever written. If you look at it as a whole, like for whatever you might think about it, it's insanely complex.
I thought that I could jump back in with the new season. Like, the new season came out. They're probably going to explain what happened in the old seasons. Jump straight into the new Netflix stuff. Lost, because I hadn't watched all the way up to that point.
Well, you should. I mean, what were you waiting for? You had 7 years,
I
Chad.
expected that it was like, the season 7, we're gonna lay it all out for like Doctor Who reboot. I thought it was like new seasons after years of being off the air.
I definitely had turned.
Oh, okay, Tom. Thanks.
Shut up, Merritt.
Jeez.
No one asked you.
You're not on air yet. Gosh. So anyway, I truly expected it to be a Doctor Who reboot style of...
Well, you're weird, Chad, and your opinion is invalid.
Okay.
Brian, you've watched 4 episodes. What do you think so far?
Still too early to call, because I will say that I had a negative opinion after watching the first episode, because it was so disjointed. It made no sense. It had no narrative at all. But of course, what they're doing is they're creating a patchwork quilt that you view from a distance, and you see the threads. And when you see it's hard to have a callback before you've made the joke, and that's all you experience in the first episode is callbacks to jokes that haven't been made yet. You see stuff blurred out and you'll be like, well, why is that? And it's just annoying and distracting. And then 4 episodes later, you find out why. And then, you have weird music hits them. It's like tuning into the middle of a morning zoo radio show, and it's all in jokes. It's a little bit like watching NSFW.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, was this season of Arrested Development supposed to be able to be viewed in any order?
yes.
Yeah. So that's why is there are jokes that are being called back to that haven't been made yet.
The stated goal was that you could watch them in any order because they were based on particular characters, not on a linear narrative. But having said that, Mitchell Hurwitz in his blog said strongly recommend you watch it in the suggested order, though, because there's I guess some of the jokes get told out of order, but the most important jokes get told in the right order. I haven't experienced.
I mean, I will say this: up till episode 4, I was kind of like, this is like the pet cemetery problem that we have in our society in the internet age right now, where we just have these things that we loved that ended, and we are like, what? We can bring it back. Let's bury it in the pet cemetery. And then we're all weirded out when it's weird and older and fatter than it was before we buried it. And it's past episode 4, you start to kind of see, where things come back and everything. And also you kind of get to, there are some characters on Arrested Development that benefit more by being central characters than others. Like the George Senior character and the Lindsay character for me are both, they kind of feel a bit stretched thin. Whereas like Job, you want to spend more than an hour with, and we'll see. But I'll tell you, I'm like 2 episodes away. I'm very excited now that I can look forward to the finale where
it's very brief, but I am in there. Yeah, so that was exciting.
I'll freeze frame it and go, yay, Allie!
Good.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think is that about it? Are we good?
Yeah, I think I to be honest, if I'm not mistaken, that seemed like Jammer B's slip of the finger with Tom Merritt. I think was a hint. That's the Jammer B equivalent of flashing the lights.
The old Merritt finger.
Yeah, the old Merritt finger.
Is that the Jammer B equivalent of him just like, listen, I'm not turning on all the house lights, but I am sweeping the floor and putting all the chairs up on the tables just to let you know that we're kind of getting close to the end here.
Right.
All right. Well, Allie, I mean, what can we say? That was amazing. That was so great. Thank you so much for coming up. Is there anything we haven't gone over that, I mean, people are right now, they're going crazy in the chat room. They are paying 2 to 3 times the cost of your album to
They're
thank
white
you.
and they
that's so
both have
nice.
money.
Oh my God.
Stop it, Jay.
Sorry.
No, I'm flattered.
But-
Thank you. I'm so glad.
Also, wait, hold on. We have a special guest here.
Patrick. Switch to me.
You're on.
This is the camera.
No, I'm just seeing Brian. That's you. You're
All I have
on.
to say is I got goosebumps.
No,
Aw,
he
thank
did.
you.
I showed. Yes.
There was literally hair sticking up from his arm. And believe you me, he's got a lot of hair on his arm. It was like a rainforest had popped up from his limb. Brian, anything else?
No, man, I'm good. Good to go.
All right. Allie,
Yeah.
thank you so much one more
Yeah,
time.
thank you. That was a lot of fun.
All right, guys.
Double complete rainbow.
Bye. You think I'm pink? Wait until you saw my wife.
Had
leave now, right?
messed with my levels.
It
so.
sounds like it was on your end. If you had turned it up and started it, suddenly it started clipping, but it was still
Yeah,
quiet,
yeah.
then it would have been probably on our end.
Well, because
Big
I
hug.